Hello and welcome to the Union Pacific Railroad Geneva Subdivision. My name is Darrell Cruz, owner and builder of the layout and your host for episode 26 of season 2019. This is an update video on scenery progress being made in Rochelle. And what you're seeing here is some video from my Instagram account showing a before picture. Here's a cut that needed to be taken care of, as well as some ties and rails needing to be replaced. I definitely recommend you sign up for my Instagram or follow me on Instagram. Also back there you could see needed to take care of some rails and also extend the road over the track there up against the backdrop. Anyway, my username is UPRRGenSub, so make sure you follow me on Instagram so you can catch us. I post pretty much right before I do anything. Here you can see some plaster. That's not a road, that's just basically some plaster gauze that I use to cover up the cut between the layout sections. And then here you can see I use Smooth It from Woodland Scenics to create a crossing across the road. That's going to be a bit of a challenge back there, by the way, where the track goes into the backdrop and the road goes into the backdrop. We'll need to somehow make that look convincing, like the train actually does go continuing through the backdrop as well as the road. So here's a after. This is where I am so far. I'm not completely done with this section, but did quite a bit. As you can see, I painted the plaster and used Woodland Scenics ground foam. There's some blended turf is the finest material, and then some coarse turf, a little bit thicker, and then also some clump foliage. So it blends in quite nicely, as you can see. Can't even see where the cut was. And then I added some photos to the backdrop, so it looks like the road goes into the backdrop instead of just ending at a blue wall. The photos give the look of it going into the backdrop. That photo I used for right there that you just saw was from Google Maps, and that's the actual street that runs when you do cross the track. And then if you look at it from for the tracks, here's the whole area. So you can see the interchange area that I did previously, and then the little section that I did there to cover up the cut. This is what's coming up next, doing Rochelle. I'm just going to go 3-foot sections at a time all the way down this area of the layout, get the whole thing done. So the next thing, after I finish the other area, there's just a couple things. There's going to be a road going right here that's going to go from here up to the tracks and then not cross the tracks and then pick up again on the other side of the tracks. So there'll be a street there. I forget what the name of the street is. And then there'll be another street right here that will just go up to the tracks, not cross the tracks, and then pick up again on this side. So that's kind of next on my project list to get this area done. Now this road actually will go from one street. There's a crossroad there. See if you saw where those trucks were. It's actually the two streets are going to connect in front of the tracks. So that's something to look forward to coming up. And this is something I want you to take a look at. This is pretty interesting, and I have to say I'm pretty proud of myself. If you look at the photos, if you look at it from different angles, it looks wrong. Like from this angle, the tracks don't look like they continue on. They kind of take an abrupt right turn, and then the road doesn't look right either because it takes an abrupt left-hand turn. So from this vantage point, it looks terrible. The perspective is all off. and it just doesn't look right. By the way, there's 2 photographs there, one for the road and one for the tracks, and I of course cut them out to remove the sky part. But what's kind of cool here, and again, like I said, I'm pretty proud of myself, is I put trees there in the front. And there aren't trees by that building there, but I think it's more important to protect the viewpoint there. So the road looks good, but you can't see that picture of the road unless you look straight at it. And same thing with the tracks. So tracks look great from this angle right here. Looks pretty good, like it's going off into the distance. But from every other vantage point, you're not able to see the photo. So the only time you can see the photo is at the correct angle. So the trees basically are controlling your viewpoint, so that the only time you see the photos is at the correct perspective. Pretty cool, if you ask me, and I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Now we're going to take a look at the changes made to the scenery through a cab ride video. Right now this cab ride starts at the Rock River and coming into Rochelle from the east going westward. This particular cab ride video was recorded a little bit differently than the last time I did the cab ride videos. This time it is recorded straight to an SD card in the camera. And as you can see, the quality is much better than when I recorded it over Wi-Fi from the camera to the phone. So I'm very happy with the way this looks. But first of all, let's take a look here at the scenery. The first thing you want to do is look to your right and see the road going through. And so there's the repairs that I made to the right there. You can see the tracks that were repaired, and also the backdrop a little bit. It's kind of hard to see too well. So we just went across the interchange crossing and then the road crossing, and then to the left there is the interchange yard and Del Monte. This is parts that I did a couple weeks ago. I've already posted updates about that. And now we're on the west end of Rochelle, heading towards Global 3. All right, now we're coming back the other direction. All right, so now we're on the west end of Rochelle, coming into Rochelle, moving eastward. And from this vantage point, hopefully we'll see how the road goes into the backdrop and how it looks from the cab. Right, so this is areas that I've done. It's a little I didn't clean the tracks after doing all this work, so there's a little bit of jerkiness. But anyway, to the left there, okay, you can see how the road goes into the backdrop. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now here's where it kind of goes crazy because of the dirt in the road. Alright, so that was a good look at the changes made. Here's where I'm going to be making some more changes. Hopefully next time we do a cab ride video, you'll see the roads going by the houses. Oh, we have a manifest train that we're meeting here in Rochelle. I'm really going to be interested to see how this all looks when I get Rochelle done. Spent a lot of time in the 17 years I lived in Rochelle, riding my bike down to the railroad park and watching trains go by. So it'll be interesting to see how the cab ride videos look as I get Rochelle further along, and hopefully it'll bring back memories of those times that I spent in Rochelle watching trains. Okay, so now we're on the east end of Rochelle, heading towards Chicago, and then we're back where we started, which was crossing the Rock River. Hope you've enjoyed this video and the update. Be interested to see what your comments are on the progress that's being made. I have about 5 minutes of bonus cab ride video. Since I had it loaded, I went ahead and completed it. So these are just some bonus footages of the cab ride. Hope you enjoy it. Till next time, have fun running trains.